Hello and welcome to Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. This is the Election Bureau on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Umaru Sandamadu. Tonight I'm here with
Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes.
Yachicha regions, yes, 6 new.
Across every sector, we have created more jobs than you. We have done more agriculture than you.
NPP presidential candidate Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia says he's shocked as to the audacity of his opponent John Mahama to contest this upcoming election. He says he has outperformed his opponent in every aspect. But John Mahama is not perturbed. He has his message for Ghanaians.
Yachicha regions, yes, 6 new regions LCAC University and our campuses of university.
We'll be following the two men on the campaign trail. Also coming up, Education Ministry denies allegations that the senior high school students nationwide are being fed expired rice, as has been claimed by North Tongo MP Samuel Kujeta Blakwa. We'll be hearing from the ministry in a bit. And later on Eyewitness News, the National Democratic Congress has accused the flag bearer of the NPP of campaign gimmicks on that campaign around free dialysis. Free dialysis treatment. Actually, free dialysis. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And we'll have business also coming up.
Chamber of Petroleum Consumers anticipate marginal decrease in fuel prices in coming weeks.
That's in 50 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a number of affiliate stations. In the Western region, we are on Adwinpa 100.7 FM in Takwa, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady. We're in the Bono region on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region on Adwinpa 99.9 FM in Nkawie. We're in the Volta region on Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohwe and Freedom 88.1 FM in Sogakofa. In the Northern region on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In Upper East, we are on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. In the Northeast region, we are on Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerigo. We are also live on Facebook. We are live on X, formerly known as Twitter. We are also on YouTube. And we are also on our website, citinewsroom.com. Just go to all these platforms and you would get to see what is happening in our studio as we bring you Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We also have a live WhatsApp platform where you can send us your messages and the world will hear on 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. You can also mention me on Twitter, now known as X, using the hashtag Citi Newsroom or Eyewitness News. Also send your message to @Umaru Sanda. We are starting off tonight on something that may not necessarily be referred to as campaign or election, but if you look at it, it could be. Now, the story on citinewsroom.com says 22,000 bags of expired repackaged rice distributed across senior high schools. Ablakwa alleges. The story by Abigail Arthur says Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the member of parliament for North Tongo, claims 22,000 bags of expired and repackaged rice were distributed to senior high schools across the country in February this year. According to Ablakwa, in an interview on Joy FM's Midday News on Thursday, 14th November, the National Food Buffer Stock Company conspired with a company known as Lamens Investments Africa Limited to carry out the disservice. He alleged that the buffer stock storage facility in Kumasi in the Ashanti region was used to repackage expired rice brought from India, which expired in December 2023 but was repackaged into locally made sacks with inscription ECOWAS made in Ghana rice but without an expiry date. There's a quote. The National Food Buffer Stock Company clearly conspired with a company known as Lamens Investment Africa Limited. They used a buffer stock storage facility in Kumasi in the Ashanti region to repackage expired rice. The company brought in the rice from India, the brand Moshosho rice, which expired in December 2023. Upon realizing the rice had expired, they conspired with the buffer stock company to use their premises for rebagging. Ablakwa further disclosed that the Ashanti Region Police Command and the Food and Drugs Authority in the region, upon receiving a tip-off, intercepted the food for the investigation, but it was later released for onward distribution. There's a quote that says that, and then another part of the story says, Ablakwa indicated that even after the case was exposed, an investigation was launched but was later abandoned when the said company offered to pay compensation of 100,000 Ghana cedis. Now, senior high schools are under the Ministry of Education. Kwesi Kwatin is Head of Public Affairs or Relations at the Ministry. He's joined us on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Hello, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. The claim and the charge against you, and you here being government and by extension the Ministry of Education, are feeding senior high school students with expired rice. And this is a claim made by a member of parliament for Northton who also occupies a chairmanship position of a committee of parliament. How do you respond to this?
Thank you very much and good evening to you and your listeners. Ordinarily, I should not be seen as the one responding to this, but of course, I mean, looking at even how broadly it affects government, it becomes necessary that, of course, somebody from the Ministry of Education be responsible to same. So at the end of the day, this clearly has to do with the National Food and Buffer Stock Company Limited. But of course, most importantly, the Buffer Stock Company Limited, of course, engage Lamens Ventures to procure rice for distribution to students under the free senior high school program. The facts are that a total of 11,000 metric tons of rice was imported, and the initial expiry date was December 2023. Of course, with the initial findings, we also have that by the last quarter of 2023, NAFCO, which is the Buffer Stock Company Limited, still had stocks here to be supplied to schools. And on the advice of the Food and Drugs Authority, Lamens Ventures had to go through the necessary protocols to have the rice retested in its country of origin, which happens to be India. Because at that time, they were seeking to get FDA to extend the best before or the shelf life of the rice. And so after they had gone through all the required protocols in India where the rice was produced, the FDA had to evaluate and verify the documentation that followed. Of course, even verify with the laboratories where the test was done. And then subsequently extended the best before date to 30th April 2024. And by so doing, they had confirmed that the rice was wholesome to be used by the 30th of April 2024. It is important to know that by February 2024 was the last time Lamens even distributed this rice to schools through NAFCO. And at that time, when even the last distribution or supply was made to the school, the rice was declared wholesome by the Food and Drugs Authority. Of course, I mean, the issue of packaging, ordinarily Lamens who have spoken to that, but the briefing that I have is that it was to address concerns from schools regarding the rice perceived expiry date. So consequently, they thought the best thing to do was to repackage it, but ideally, they should have rather gone with the new FDA approval extending the date of expiration. But bottom line is that the rice was certified by the FDA as wholesome for consumption before the distribution was made as at then. So for the purpose of records, avoidance of doubt, and for clarity purposes, the documentation that I have with me, checks with the FDA, indicates that the company had been able to secure an extension of the best before date after the rice had gone through all the laboratory protocols to be able to declare it as wholesome or fit for consumption.
I see. This sounds curious. Do you know when the rice was imported or when it was produced?
What I know is that the rice came into the country in 2023 and it was deemed to be expired by December 2023.
Okay.
But of course, as at then, I think what is really the most.
I wanted to know the production date. I wanted to see something. That's why I asked. If you don't have it readily available, it's okay. If you don't have, it's fine.
I do not have the production date of it.
No problem. But the question for a layman listening to us in traffic on his way home tonight is that if he gets home and he finds his food having the shelf date expiring, he can simply continue to eat it. That's what you are saying to us tonight.
Can you come again?
I'm saying that for the person listening to us in his car on his way home tonight, you are saying that we brought in rice which was to expire in December last year, and we
which
somehow
was due to be expired. Which was due to be expired.
Yes, they've written expiry date on it, so it means it was supposed to expire in December last year. You somehow managed, and you use the word, you took it to FDA. So essentially, you managed to change the date from December to April this year. And as if that's not enough, you went to pour the rice out of the old bags and put it in new bags and gave it a new expiry date. That's what you have done in a layman person's language.
I think that is the most important reason why we are having this conversation. Of course, to educate and sensitize, and also to create awareness. That
if food expires, you can go and change it at FDA. Is that a normal thing?
I don't think that would be an appropriate interpretation of what I said. If you recall, and for the sake, I initially even told you that ordinarily I should not be the one speaking to this. Maybe per extension, you should have probably been speaking to the company. The company should have been responding to SIM. But I get the corporate responsibility, and of course, at the end of the day, still rests on government. But for emphasis, what I indicated was that, of course, I don't work with FDA. I do not entirely understand their full protocols. Maybe an expert in that field may be able to speak to you. But there is a protocol upon which, if a product has a best before date, let's say a date as A, the product can be retested and the best before date can be extended. So I'm sure those within the manufacturing field may be able to
respond to
have
that.
More insight and clarification to that.
If you could
kindly... Can I land this?
Go ahead.
That the understanding that I have is that even when they wrote to FDA to seek to extend the best before date, FDA said within their protocols they are unable to even make that determination until the product has gone through certain protocols within the manufacturer's country, and where the manufacturers will have to go through their own internal protocols. Then based on that, FDA will be able to make a determination on it. So it followed their own internal protocols. I'm sure FDA may be able to give you real-time explanations as to what their protocols entail.
Very well.
But for to the layman, it is also fair to say that per the advice of the FDA, they had declared the product wholesome.
Okay. Please indulge me. I want to speak to the person who actually made these allegations first. So if you could just kindly stay on the line, I'll be grateful. Mr. Kwesi Kwarteng. Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Yeah, I'm saying that if you could kindly be on the line for me, I want to speak to the honorable member of parliament who first made this claim, to ask him if this explanation of yours would be satisfactory, because he's the first person to have made this statement. So if you don't mind, I'll be grateful if you can stay on the line. Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Northton MP, Chairman, Government Assurances Committee of Parliament. You're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Hi, thank you for having me, Umaru.
So you made this claim public, and then tonight the Ministry of Education spokesperson is saying to us that yes, it is true that the rice was brought into the country. Yes, the rice was due to expire in December last year, but they consulted the FDA, which conducted further checks and has agreed that the rice is still wholesome at least up to April this year, and that is why the rice was repackaged, the expiry date extended, and given to the students. Much ado about nothing, it will mean.
Well, good evening, Umaru. Good evening to the gentleman from the Ministry of Education, and good evening to all listeners. Listening to Mr. Kwesi Kwarteng of the Ministry of Education, I've been asking myself why he's doing this to himself and the Ministry of Education. He is worsening matters. So Mr. Kwesi Kwarteng is telling us this evening that it is right for the Ministry of Education, the National Food and Buffer Stock Company, to conspire with Lamens Africa Investments Limited on the blind side of the FDA in flagrant violation of Act 851. Act 851, the Public Health Act, is very clear that you do not repackage, you do not rebag without the authorization of FDA. Our laws, including LI 1541, is also very clear that on no condition do you repackage, rebag, and fail to put a best before date or an expiry date. And for the avoidance of doubt, let me read LI 1541. It says, no person shall offer for sale, sell, distribute, import, or otherwise dispose of prepackaged food or drug unless the food or drug is marked or labeled with the name of the food or drug, a list of ingredients in the food or in respect of drugs, active ingredients, showing the amount of each present in the drug, an indication of the minimum durability in the form of date of manufacture, an expiry date or best before date or use by date in respect to the food, or date of manufacture and expiry date in respect of drugs. The Ministry of Education is telling the country this evening that they violated all these laws because what? Somebody advised them to do that.
He actually said the FDA.
They went to our schools with repackaged, expired, contaminated food that did not have an expiry date. They had no business doing that. Are you aware that the FDA investigations also reveals that even where they did the rebagging, the buffer stock storage facility in Kumasi, it was not registered? Another egregious violation of Act 851. Are you also aware that, contrary to what Mr. Kwesi Kwarteng is saying, the company Lamens has admitted to wrongdoing, that they had no business engaging in this repackaging, in this rebagging, and has indeed paid a fine. Let me read Lamens' letter to you, dated 3rd January 2024, addressed to the Food and Drugs Authority. Attention, Chief Executive Officer, dear sir or madam, unauthorized repackaging of Moshosho rice. We refer to the above subject matter, and your letter reference FDA/ASH/REG/ADM/CH23099 dated 29 December 2023. We hereby attach payment receipt for 50,000 Ghana cedis, being half of the administrative charge levied on our company for infractions. Emphasis mine, for infractions on sections 1031 and 1301 of the Public Health Act 2012 at 851. Signed, yours faithfully, David Ajefi Mensah, CEO. I mean, what convicts a man than his own words? So what is Mr. Kwesi Kwarteng telling us?
Okay, but Honorable Blackwell, he mentioned that they consulted the FDA. The FDA did a search or a test on the rice and declared it wholesome, and that is why they proceeded to bag it or rebag it, which they didn't even need to do according to him. So the FDA element, as you've quoted from the regulation, appears to have been ticked. So the FDA is in on this. At least that's what the Honorable Mr. Kwesi Kwarteng is saying to us.
Again, another hogwash. I hold in my hands the FDA examination results dated 6 February 2024. Are you aware, Umaru, that before this examination results was issued, which is known as the submission of certificate of analysis, was issued on the 6th of February 2024, on orders from above, and for what the Ministry of Education is doing, clearly they are complicit, and they were issuing these orders. It confirms information I have received from top officials in this scandal. This submission of certificate of analysis dated 6 February did not declare this food as wholesome. I'll send you copies, Umaru. The FDA in this 6 February certificate says that the rice did not conform to standards when it comes to infestation of insects. The rice, the Moshosho rice, was heavily infested with insects, according to the FDA, not me. Then I also have here the same examination certificate assessing the fat acidity and saying that the fat acidity, 26.12%, 28.33 mgKOH, 100G, was too high and did not conform to standards. Talk to medical doctors about the implications of high fat acidity and insect infestation. I have the FDA documents here. I challenge him to produce what document he says they got from the FDA, which said that this rice was wholesome and that they could distribute it. They did the distribution on the 1st and 2nd of February, way before the FDA examination results were issued. Why didn't they wait for the FDA examination results? What was the indecent haste? Why didn't they value the health, the lives of our children in senior high schools? Didn't they tell us yesterday that they were going to conduct credible and impartial investigations? And he's already prejudicing this whole scandal by seeking to defend the criminal conspiracy that laments and the National Food and Buffer Stock, a matter in which laments has admitted guilt and has paid a fine. What's going on in this country? What do these people take us for? They don't value our lives. They have no respect for us. Because of money, because of corruption, they think that they can jeopardize the life of innocent children in our country. What is the Minister of Education telling us this evening? With the preponderance of evidence, the admission of guilt, even the letter by the Ashanti Regional Police Command. What is Mr. Kwesi Kwarteng telling us?
Thank you. You are a committee chair which usually checks whether government is doing what it does. So I'm not sure this would directly fall under your committee's ambit. But as a legislator, what can you or what will you do about this?
Certainly, we have discussed this at the leadership of my committee. We've also met with the leadership of the Education Committee. We are going to be hauling all of them before us. We cannot live with this. I mean, I'm totally traumatized. The evidence I have here, the documents I'm reading, and the sheer complicity. And I don't also understand why heads of these schools will receive repackaged rice without expiry dates. So even heads of our schools have questions to answer. And the Ministry of Education, that has today become spokesperson for that criminal company Laments, which has accepted culpability. A National Food Buffer Stock Company, we did not register the storage facility, according to the FDA report, which I hold in my hands, and did not have any business. Look, the only reason why they rebagged this rice is because they were concealing the fact that the rice has expired. Ask Kwesi Kwarteng, what could be the reason? Why did they have to rebag the rice if you have nothing to hide?
Very well.
If you knew that the rice had not expired. It was not contaminated, as the FDA examination certificate confirms. Why did you secretly, in flagrant violation of our laws, on the blind side of the FDA, go and engage in this repackaging?
Thank you.
Look, this matter, they will not get away with it, I can assure you.
Thank you for speaking to us. That's Honorable Samuel Kudus Ablakwa. He's Northern Member of Parliament. Mr. Kwesi Kwarteng, so you've said that you did this with the blessing of the FDA. The Honorable Ablakwa says he has in his possession the report of the FDA, which came in February, which did not give the rice a clean bill of health as you claim. And also, even if it did, the certificate came in February, and yet you were distributing the rice through January and February. What is happening there?
I'm not sure I'm interested in the banter on radio.
No, there's no banter. He's done and he's gone. So you are the only one on the line now.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I have made my point. I have indicated that at the end of February, where Lament made their last distribution through NAFCO to the senior high schools, they had gotten an extension from the FDA. Of course. When
did the FDA issue this extension, sir?
I will just have to forward all the letters to you, to your producers. If you have the time, you may just have to give me a minute to confirm, because I'm dealing with a lot of documents.
Yes, please go ahead. It's important I give us a date. He says that the report came through from the FDA in February, and which report did not say that the rice was wholesome. He talked about infestation by insects.
The letter I have with me here is dated 15th January 2024. And if you go to my Facebook page, I've taken a shot of all these documents, of course, for the review of the public, so that they can make their own, conclusions. I should think that ordinarily the Honorable Ablakwa should be happy that indeed at the end of even investigations, this rice was wholesome.
No, so what did the 15th January letter say? You've just said a date.
I'm coming. I'll get it, but it almost appearing that the motive was not to help protect the safety and health and well-being of our students, but of course to score the usual political points. But I mean, the 15th January 2024 letter, if I should just quickly read a headline: application for self-life extension of Mosquito White Double Polished Sportex Indian Rice 25% bouquet. I'm just going straight to where the grant was made. Based on the evaluated information provided above, and that of the FDA's CLSR analytical report attached, a temporary extension of the best before date of the rice Mosquito White Double Polished Sportex Indian Rice 25% bouquet can be granted only to 30th April 2024. This letter is dated 15th January 2024. So I really don't get what Mr. Ablakwa is saying. And you, of course, you are, credible media houses. You can just verify and confirm from FDA which of us is making the right claim. But for us in the Ministry of Education, that is not our priority. It's not to make the news of this.
I'm just looking at the letter you referenced, which you've put on your Facebook.
It's even on my Facebook.
Yes, I'm just looking at it now. The opening paragraph doesn't look good. Which you did not read. I'm going to read it.
Let me share.
No, it's fine. I'll just read it. I'm on your Facebook, so I'm going to read the letter for my audience. It says, the analytical reports that were attached to your letter dated 4th December 2023 on the above mentioned subject, which comprised of certificate of analysis from the Food Research Institute for the under listed test: 1. Heavy metals, lead and arsenic. 2. Pesticide residues. And 3. Aflatoxin, B1,
Which of
B2,
the letters are you reading?
G1.
Which of the letters are you reading?
This letter is 15 January 2024, addressed to the CEO of the Laments Investment from FDA.
Proceed, yeah.
And so it is saying that the rice has in it 1. heavy metals, namely lead and arsenic. 2, pesticide residues. And 3, aflatoxin, B1, B2, G1, and G2. Even though the last paragraph says that it has been temporarily extended the best before date to 30th April 2024, the first paragraph sounds scary, does it not?
I'm not sure you understood the first paragraph. Let's all read it. The analytical reports that were attached to your letter dated 4th December 2023 on the above named subject, which comprise of certificates of analysis from the Food and Research Institute for the underlisted test. These were the tests that were made. Heavy metals, pesticides, residues, aflatoxin. So they are not saying that these were found in
that was okay. So it's a conclusion that we should work with.
No.
Which says that based on the evaluated information provided above.
Umaru, let's be fair to ourselves. See, they are only saying that. I mean, I just read it. It's on my Facebook. They are saying that these tests were carried. They mentioned the test, heavy metal test, pesticide residue test, aflatoxin test. I mean, it's clear they are not saying that they were found in the rice. And that's why they went on to say that letter from your assistant, blah, 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 blah. And then they go to the third point that based on. So they are saying that you've already done this test. And that attachment, the report you've attached, they are not saying that these heavy metals were found in the rice.
Very well.
That was a test that were carried
conducted.
on, by the conducted.
Do we still have the rice or is finished?
My understanding is that in terms of the arrangement that Buffer Stock had with Lame on February, by the end of February, they ceased the distribution of the rice.
Ceased distribution because it has finished or because they've just stopped?
You see, they had clearance to only distribute the rice, or the rice was wholesome up to the 30th, up to, let me confirm the date, up to the 30th of April 2024. Beyond that, Lamen's rice is not being distributed again.
Very well. Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Kwesi Kwarteng. He speaks for the Ministry of Education. Earlier you heard Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
National Health Insurance.
Great news! The National Health Insurance Scheme (NHIS) has waived the waiting period for all members aged 70 years and above. All 70 years and above are also exempted from paying a premium. Enrollment and renewal are absolutely free on the NHIS. Members who are 70 years and above can automatically access healthcare when they newly register with the NHIS or renew their membership annually. You are no longer required to serve the 1-month waiting period for late renewals. Dad, mom, grandpa, and grandma, let your old age be filled with good health and access instant healthcare at zero cost on the NHIS today. Download the My NHIS mobile app to register with your Ghana card or visit the nearest NHIS office. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to quality healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. Now what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it will protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go! what the gogo?
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hi Aku, I just got the estimate for the home repairs. It's more than we expected. I'm really stressed about where to find the money.
Why worry, Musa? You are a salaried worker. Haven't you heard about the GCB personal loan promo? They can give you up to 700,000 Ghana cedis in less than 24 hours at a significantly reduced interest rate and fees.
Really? This sounds exciting, but is it easy to apply?
Super easy. Skip the stress. Get the cash with the GCB personal loan promo with a 1-month repayment holiday. Just visit a GCB bank branch near you or call 0302-634-922. Toll free 0800-422-422. No hassle, no stress.
Wow, I just got a notification. The loan is already in my account. That was fast.
Skip the stress and get the cash you need with GCB personal loan. Visit a branch near you today. Terms and conditions apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions
and send tweets,
where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Efia, I've been thinking. Have you noticed the changes in our community?
Kojo, things are really different now. The MPP has really made a difference.
Exactly. Free SHS, healthcare, new factories. It's like a whole new Ghana.
And don't forget, electricity is so much reliable now. I remember when we used to go days without light.
True. The NPP has done a lot to improve the basics.
Ajua is a beneficiary of free SHS, and now she is in university.
And that's the kind of leadership we need. Someone who is focused on making things better for everyone. But Efia, still there are a lot more to be done for the development of Ghana.
Absolutely, Kojo. The NPP has shown that real progress is possible.
On December 7th, let's vote to keep this positive impact going. Vote number 1 on the ballot. Vote NPP for a better and prosperous Ghana.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Now, NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia says he's puzzled by John Mahamed's decision to contest the presidential election, arguing that the NDC flag bearer was previously rejected due to what he describes as poor performance during his tenure as president. According to Dr. Bawumia, the NPP has outperformed John Mahamed's administration across all sectors, raising questions about the rationale behind his comeback.
Migiwa mentiasi waba want me anyejuma yatu aba eyi ufiho MPP aba ejuma yaye across every sector. We have created more jobs than you. We have done more agriculture than you. We have done more industry than you. We have built more roads than you. We have built more airports than you. We have built more interchanges than you. We have built more hospitals than you. We have built more schools than you. We have built more public libraries than you. We have built more fish landing sites than you. We have built more sanitation facilities than you. We have built more astroturfs than you. We have built more sports facilities than you. We have done more equipment for the police than you, for the military than you, for the navy than you. Come on. Every part of the economy, every part. We have brought back teacher training allowance. We have brought back nursing training allowance. We have done free technical and vocational education. Nina, ya no better than you. Na also person somebody. Dear Ben na odeba. Dear Ben na odeba.
NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia to the camp of the NDC and its flag bearer John Dramani Mahama has pledged to establish public universities in Ghana's newly created regions if elected in the 2024 elections. Speaking at Nkatieso in the Joaboso constituency of the Western North region, John Mahama stressed the importance of equitable access to higher education, stating that every region deserves at least one public university. John Mahama described the initiative as a step towards addressing educational disparities across the country.
I was a region we share NDC policy. I was a region in your public university back home.
Our manifesto has already made it clear that every region deserves a public university. When we were in power, we established universities such as the University of Health and Allied Sciences, the University of Energy and Natural Resources in the Brongahafo region, and the University for Development Studies, among others. We are committed to ensuring that the 6 newly created regions have their own public universities. So if you have a piece of land you are willing to allocate for this purpose, we will make good use of it to bring this vision to life.
Tertiary educational institution. The university
That was the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama.
This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's remain on the campaign trail. Dr. Bawumia announces free kidney dialysis for all NHIS patients from December 1. That's a story by Hansen Ajiman on citinewsroom.com. This is a story that is not sitting well with the ranking member on the Health Committee of Parliament and MP for Joaboso, Honorable Minta Kando. He's a former deputy minister in the John Mahama government. He's joined us on the line. You're welcome to Eyewitness News. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Dr. Bawumia is promising free dialysis treatment from 1st December. You are saying that is campaign gimmick?
Oh, well, let me say good evening to you. You see, those days where Dr. Bawumia could promise anything and go scot-free are long gone. He must revise his notes. I mean, prior to 2016 elections, this man could tell us that, I mean, he will give every constituency $1 million every year without telling us where he was going to get the money from. But back to what the statements I have issued. Omaru, it's clear. We are running a government. It's not a banana republic. And sources of funding of such projects are approved by Parliament, i.e. the main budget and the National Health Insurance Formula. Omaru, the truth of the matter is that we have passed the National Health Insurance Formula for 2024. A fact. We have passed the 2024 Formula, the budget, the main budget. So the question is, where is Dr. Bawumia going to get the money from? If you tell us, the implementation is not the issue. That's not the issue at all. But we will not allow ourselves to be deceived again. Number two, Omaru, Dr. Bawumia tells us that he is going to start this program on the 1st of December. Can you imagine that we are going to go into an election on the 7th of December? So, in effect, this is actually going to be a future project. The future government is going to foot the bill because normally, the health facilities will be reimbursed after they have probably taken care of these patients. So, if there's going to be any bill at all, it is the future government that is going to foot the bill. I see this as a reactionary to His Excellency John Dramani Mohammed's promise, which was made far back before even 2020 manifesto.
But the Vice President says that they did a pilot for the past 6 months, and so now everything is ready and okay to go. This is simply a government project that is being rolled on.
They did a pilot for what?
For 6 months, the past 6 months.
Well, even the pilot you are even talking about, it was not their pilot. That was another deception.
It was a government pilot, no?
No. Let me say the genesis of this particular one.
I don't have a lot of time, so let's not do the genesis. Let's deal with the Exodus and finish.
It was not. But Dr. Baobi's in charge. Okay, and even quite apart from that, in that case, we knew the source of funding at the time.
So you're saying that currently there will be no funding
There's no funding for it.
Can't government use any contingency fund to deal with matters of this nature from 1st December, for instance?
So why hasn't government done that for the past 8 years, for the past 4 years, when government was looking on and the renal unit for Kolebu was shut down without operating? Why government didn't do that? Were you not in this country when government was looking on, but because of 4 million Ghana cedis, the renal unit of Kolebu was not working? Why all of a sudden, because we are going to an election, we want to start a program like that? They have been in power for 8 good years. Why didn't they do any of this? Or Dr. Bawumia will come and tell me, if he does all this things, what will he do when he becomes president? Is that what he's going to tell me?
Let's leave it here. Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Honorable Kwamna Minta Kando. He's ranking member on the Health Committee of Parliament and MP for Dwaboso in the Western North region. Let's remain with election 2024. There's a story on Ghanaian Times website. It says extremists, jihadists targets December 2024 polls with a question mark. NCC picks signals of attempts to recruit youth to mar elections. This story was published November 15 and is on the website of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. It has a photo of the chairperson of the NCC, Kathy Adi, but it also says the Talensi District Director for the National Commission for Civic Education, Dorcas Atia, has urged the youth to resist any attempts by extremists and jihadist groups to engage them in acts that will mar the 2024 general elections. She said as the country had less than a month to go for the crucial polls, the NCC and other institutions had picked signals of Islamist groups doing everything possible to recruit young people in border communities in Ghana. Kathleen Addy is the chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education. She's joined us on the line. Madam, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much.
Is this an accurate report? If it is, how worried should we be?
Well, thank you, and thank you for the opportunity. Greetings from Presimintim, where I'm speaking from right now. We saw this story today, and we are all mightily surprised because I have not made a statement like this anywhere. Neither has any staff member of NCC made this statement anywhere. Madam Dorcas Atia read a speech at an NCC event, and the speech has been made available to us. We have a recording of the speech that she made, and at no point did she say that we have information that signals have been picked that terrorists and jihadists are targeting the upcoming polls. This is complete misinformation, and it is our hope that on Monday, as discussed with the Ghanaian Times, they will issue a rejoinder on the front page as they have, where they put this information to bring this all to an end.
What that means is that the claim that has been made is not correct, or at least you haven't said it as a commission.
Well, NCC, we do all our work based on facts that mostly we collect ourselves. And I just want to reiterate that we have not made such a statement. Nothing that specific has come to our attention. We continue to educate Ghanaians about the possible threat of extremists in Ghana because of the activities of extremists in the sub-region. We counsel the youth that they should be careful so that they don't fall victim and become instruments for extremists to use to destabilize the state. That is the extent of what she said in her speech, Madam Dorcas Atia. That woman is an experienced, long-serving member of the commission, a hard-working lady, and she is so distraught today to become the victim of misinformation. So please, we have also been talking about misinformation and fake news for a long time, and today we ourselves have fallen victim. But you can see how a piece of news like this can create anxiety, and it has created a lot of anxiety. We are getting calls from all over the place with people asking if it's true and if we know this for a fact. Please, let's be circumspect.
Very well.
The journalist who picked the story says that he did not intend harm, but it was, as far as the what we saw on the outcome of his coverage was that there was wrong reportage. And imagine that this had triggered an action from one person or the other who felt the anxiety to an extent that they couldn't contain themselves. So please, let's all be mindful, especially in this season of heightened tension, that we don't make these mistakes that can be costly for no reason at all.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you.
That's Madam Kathleen Addy. She's chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education. And talking about the election and violence, the police service has issued a statement. Let me read it for you. It says the Ghana Police Service is on the lookout for a group of individuals calling themselves NDC Youth of Obuasi, who are seen in a viral video threatening violence during the upcoming 2024 general elections. We wish to state that the behavior of the group constitutes the offense of offensive conduct conducive to breaches of the peace contrary to Section 207 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29. A police operation is currently ongoing to have them arrested to face justice. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Stephen. Let me also announce that the National Electoral Commission is due to have an emergency IPAC meeting. We'll be waiting for that particular meeting, which is going to start in a few moments. We will be crossing over for that. In the meanwhile, Hawa Idrisu Mustafa is going to bring us business news, and then we'll also go on point blank. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Dr. Bawumia once said,
"We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast."
In 2020, we will promise an airport and a harbor. Fast forward to today, absolutely nothing. Sure working. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Hosa, hosa, ho. Hosa, hosa, ho.
The Association of Ghana Industries, in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the Ghana Standards Authority, presents the 13th AGI Ghana Industry and Quality Awards. Theme: Navigating the Uncertainties of our Business Landscape to Sustain Productivity. Date: Wednesday, 20th November 2024. Time: 6 p.m. at the Accra International Conference Center. Major sponsors: GASM, GCB Bank, Softcare FM Manufacturing Company, Goyle, Promasidor, Petrosol, Wilmar Africa, Olam Agri, Activa International Insurance, Ghana Gas Company, Rona Motors, B5 Plus, GB Foods. Co-sponsors: Coca-Cola, Guinness Ghana Breweries, Accra Brewery Limited, Arcadia Industries, ATL, Casapreco, Sleek Garments. For tickets, please call 024-449-9101. Be part of this excitement.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home. Shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions
and send tweets,
where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Dr. Baumia once said,
Every constituency will get $1 million every year for rural and deprived communities. Under this program, there should be no village or community in Ghana after the first 2 years that would have a water problem or a toilet problem.
Next joke, please. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
It's 29 minutes past 6 p.m. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3. Citi is the Election Bureau. Ordinarily, we should have been bringing you business news. Instead, we are going to the Electoral Commission headquarters in Accra, where the EC is holding an emergency meeting with political parties. Samuel Tete is the deputy chairperson of the EC. He's addressing the media.
Again, grateful to meet with you